taxpayers are to benefit. I'm not quite sure how that is, because I'm going to read out an Economic Times report from January 2023 that up till financial year 2020 to 21, about 4.6 lakh cases were pending at the Commissioner of Income Tax appeal level, which is total 80% of the total income tax disputes. That is about the total income tax disputes in the country, all sizes, is less than 6 lakh. I am not quite sure how do we have a crore people benefiting from just drawing back of these petty cases. So I don't know where the finance minister is getting her numbers from. Maybe somebody needs to check.
Yeah. Sometimes the devil is in the detail. But I'm just looking at some interesting points which have been made by the finance minister. Just to run our viewers, because the idea that I said on this Gen X Nexa broadcast on Times of India online platform is to sift through the numbers, cut through the numbers, and give you a very straightforward, clear-cut understanding. So no changes in direct, indirect tax rates. Average GST monthly collection doubling up to 1.66 lakh crores. PM Mudra Yojana has sanctioned 43 crore loans amounting to 22.5 lakh crores for entrepreneurial aspirations of our youth. Fund of Funds, Startup India and Startup Credit Guarantee schemes are assisting our youth, is the view being expressed by the finance minister. I think we need to spend some time on this. Because you've seen how over the last 6 months a concerted attempt has been made by the government to try and establish a better communication with the first-time voters. It started off with, the Instagram and YouTube influencers being given audiences with the Prime Minister, with top chief ministers. We saw how that moved further up when we were looking at the assembly elections. Now, when I'm looking at all this, a fund to cater to the entrepreneurial aspirations, is that where Dipanshu, the political spin comes into play? That when you go on the election campaign pitch, you can actually tell from Raebareli to Amethi to Chennai to Kerala, you can go and you can tell the people that, look, this is the amount of money which we're putting in because we believe in the youth of our country.
No, that's true. I mean, politically, the government over the last particularly 2 years, you would see, has done a lot to reach out to first-time voters. And the idea is, in fact, that's one of the reasons where I'm saying that the finance minister spent a considerable amount of time talking about what the government has done for the youth. She's spoken about what probably could have come out more clearly in how over a period of time a lot more could have been done. When you're talking about innovation, you're talking about creating a fund for it. I mean, in a country as large as India, a union government budget, how much of that relevance would sort of trickle down to the actual needs and demands of startup companies. So I'll give you an example. Now, RBI, which is the central bank, would be taken into confidence when you would allowance sort of a 43 crore loan scheme, which the government would do. Now, the RBI would have to then be pressurized into reducing through commercial banks, and we saw yesterday the announcement with Paytm, the amount of credit fuel debt.
Okay, just hold on. Manish Tiwari, I understand, is speaking to the reporters in Parliament. Let's just listen to it.
The union budget for this year, and this number is only going to increase over the next year. If you leave that aside for a moment, the rest of the budget speech was mere grandstanding. It was like driving, looking into the rear view mirror rather than looking ahead. So therefore, the finance minister spent all her time in extolling her own track record.
All right, the Congress making a predictable statement that that there is nothing to look out for. But look at the fiscal deficit which has been committed to 5.8%. Right? Your thoughts on that? Every budget there's a lot of commentary on, are we adhering? Is it unmanageable? Is it? I mean, we've looked at fiscal deficits exceeding 6.2, 6.3, 6.4 as well. 5.8, good performance, you'd say?
There are 2 points. Fiscal consolidation has been one of the hallmarks of Nirmala Sitharaman when it comes to prioritizing that in her budget outlook. I think that's one stark difference. From the time she came in as finance minister, she's consistently talked about a fiscal consolidation roadmap for the government to follow. Having said that, what the government has, and I think when you've seen the revised estimates that have come out, we'll have to look at what's happened with what the government envisaged in terms of tax revenue and what it is collected. We know about indirect tax and the direct tax collections have been very promising, but what you don't have is a promising window or is on other estimates through disinvestment that the government wanted to project.